Hey, I'm Jayarr, and on this season of Trail Mix, I'm gonna take you around, under, and through Arizona. Join me in my quest to see the best trails that Arizona has to offer, from the iconic spots to the hidden gems. Along the way, we'll be diving deep into what makes Arizona's trails some of the best in the world. So come on, let's take a hike.
There's at least one thing better than getting outside and exploring the great outdoors, and that's doing it with a furry friend. Animals see the world differently than we do. Hiking with them gives us opportunities to stop and smell the roses, and the trees, and the bushes, and maybe every little thing along the path. Today we're gonna hike a trail with some dogs, trek along with an adventure cat, and learn more about how to hike with our four-legged friends while keeping them safe and comfortable.
Trail Mixed is made possible in part by a gift from Sue and Bill Ahern.
Today we're taking some dogs to see one of the 7 wonders of the world.
Welcome to the Grand Canyon!
While pets aren't allowed below the rim of the canyon, there is one trail that they are welcome on.
Why, hello.
Hi.
Natalie,
How's it
Jayarr.
going?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you so much for meeting us out here.
Yeah, of course.
And who is this?
This is Django.
Come here,
Say hi,
baby.
bud.
So this is Django? Baby, are you ready to hike?
He's so ready.
And so this is Boba?
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they're so
yes, I
excited.
want to be covered in dog right now. Oh, yes.
Oh, you will be.
This is what I want. Yes.
He sheds a-
Okay, well, are you ready to hike?
Yeah, let's do it.
Are you guys ready to hike?
Good boy.
Are you guys ready?
Good boy. Okay,
Today
let's
we're
go.
hiking the Rim Trail. I say we hit it.
Let's do it.
Let's take a
I'm
hike.
excited. Come on, let's go.
The Rim Trail extends approximately 13 miles from the South Kaibab trailhead all the way to Hermit's Rest. Today, we'll just be doing a small portion of the trail.
What breed are these beautiful beasts?
Yeah.
Oh, that was triple B.
These beautiful beasts.
Yeah.
This one is a blue heeler,
Okay.
like in Bluey, the cartoon.
Okay.
And he, I think, is an Aussie, but he's also a rescue, so I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure he's a mutt of some kind.
And roughly, what age are they? The
This
reason
one
I
is-
say roughly, because you're saying.
Yeah, because
he's
it's a
another
guess
rescue.
for him.
Yeah.
I think he's about 2.
Okay.
Django is 3. He just turned 3.
Oh, so they have all that young energy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So how'd you get started hiking with these two?
I actually started hiking with the dog I had before them,
Mm-hmm.
and I just needed to get outside more. And so
Yeah.
I was planning on going out and exercising with a high energy breed, and just ended up loving it.
Great excuse to get outdoors, huh?
And they make you too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there like a training regimen for them?
They need to have good recall if they're going to be off leash, and they need to have good manners to be around people.
So what's the response rate that you want on recall?
I want it to be immediate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keeps them safe, right?
At high elevations like this, it's extra important to take time to rest and hydrate.
It's so huge.
You guys want to come see?
Come here.
Not too close. Oh, no, not too close.
This is wild.
What do you think the elevation difference is from here to the bottom? If you could guess.
Oh, I'm so bad at that.
I think it might be 7,000, but
Yeah, I
could
can
be
see
wrong.
that.
So we've been on this trail, maybe like over a mile. Would you be down? You think it'd be time to go take a break with the dogs?
Yeah, that sounds good. They could probably use
I
that.
think I see a bench over here.
Come on. Good boy.
Do they know any tricks?
They know some tricks. Boba's not very good yet.
Did you know that they don't actually allow dogs in the canyon?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I did, yeah. Whenever I visit a place, I like to look up where the dogs are allowed.
Yeah.
Especially because if they don't allow dogs, then I probably won't go.
Yeah, it's very important. But it's cool that we're able to go around the entire upper portion of the canyon.
Yeah, it's nice that they have a trail for dogs. It's actually really nice because a lot of national parks don't.
Do you know if they are allowed to be off leash here on this trail?
They're not.
Okay.
I think it's just not safe.
Yeah.
The cliff is right there. The road is right there. There's a lot of wild animals, you know, in big parks like this. So it's for the safety of the dog more than anything.
So I want to see some tricks. I feel like these guys have a desire to perform.
Oh, they do.
Yeah.
They
So
can
what do we
some
do?
tricks.
What's the process?
All right. We'll stand up. Okay, gotta get up. Off. You ready? Can you sit down?
Boba, you're wild. There we
He's so
go.
wild. All right, tell him to sit like this.
Boba, sit.
Good. Down.
Good, Boba.
Good.
Okay, sit. Boba, sit. Sit. Down.
Down.
Down. There you go.
He's getting there.
There you go.
He's new. He's doing good. Good job. Okay, can you
Okay,
sit?
let's see Django. Let's see
Sit.
Django.
Hi.
We're gonna give Django some space.
Sit pretty. Good. Can you stand? Hop. Hop. Okay, ready? Boing. Boing. Good job. Sit. Hey, pew pew.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that was a good one. Good boy. Sit. Sit. Shake. Good shake. High five. Good boy. His high fives are so aggressive. He's like, ah.
What a
He's
show
so
off.
excited.
Oh man.
Good boy. There we go. Yeah. I've had him for quite a bit longer, so we've gotten more tricks in. See?
He's so good. Can we see the pew pew again?
Yeah. Ready? Pew pew. Good boy. It's so dramatic. He's like, ugh. Sit. Sit. Good job.
So teaching them tricks helps with discipline overall, right?
Yeah, it's really good for them because it's mental stimulation
Yeah.
too. And
Yeah.
they need physical stimulation and mental stimulation
Sure.
every day.
Yeah.
Good boy.
Well, we've got a few miles left on the trail. Is it time?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we've had a good break.
Yeah. All right.
Good job. Let's go, buddy. Come on. Ready? Good job.
Here we go, Boba.
Boba.
Boba, you're a little tugger.
He really is. He just gets so excited. He wants to go.
So, what advice would you give someone that's thinking about hiking with their dog for the first time?
I would say they should know how their dog is around other people and other dogs,
Yeah.
so they can just know what their dog can handle or not.
What do you suggest to test that?
Parks is good, just walking by other dogs, see how they react. If people come over to your house, how are they around people?
Yeah.
That kind of stuff.
How have these guys been?
They're pretty good. They do get a little excited sometimes. Sometimes they're a little too friendly, and not everybody wants to say hi to dogs, so I
Right.
have to be aware of that kind of stuff.
Yeah. How do you keep them safe from wildlife on the trail?
There are a lot of things you can do. A big thing is just knowing what wildlife is where. On the trails you're going on specifically, or where you live, there's lots of things to look out for, like coyotes, bears, rattlesnakes. Here I'm pretty aware of the chipmunks and the squirrels,
Yeah.
because they run over the edge, and these two love to chase them. And so
I
I
saw
have to, yeah, I have to be pretty careful.
Yeah.
So yeah, just knowing what's where is good. You can do things like rattlesnake aversion training, where they defang the snake, and then the dogs can smell the snake and they know to be afraid of it.
Yeah.
They have bear bells for dogs you can put on their collar, and they just jingle and scare bears away, or bear spray or that kind of stuff.
How
So
do you know all this?
because I do a lot of camping and hiking,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I'm pretty paranoid about keeping them safe.
Yeah, you want to keep your babies on the up and up for sure.
Yeah. So you can look up the trail you're going on, look at recent reviews.
Yeah.
And usually people will say, I saw a rattlesnake on the trail today.
Yeah.
Or I saw a cougar or whatever. And then I'll usually avoid the trail for a few weeks.
What are some of the benefits of hiking with them for you and for them?
For both of us, we get a lot of physical and mental benefits, because for them, it's good to just be outside and sniff stuff. It's good for their brains, you know?
Yeah.
It's good for me to get out of the house and stop thinking about my problems and stuff like that, you know?
Yeah.
So it's nice. And then of course we get some physical exercise and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I think having something to, like you said, kind of shake you out of that hamster wheel of thought, you know, overthinking things.
Yeah.
Really, really, really good for, makes everything better.
I agree.
And I feel like dogs are good for that. You know, they have that, they're loyal, they're very playful, and they're always happy to see us, you know?
Yeah, and they need your attention too, you know, so you're off your phone. You're not listening. I don't like listening to stuff when I'm out in nature.
Yeah.
It's just me and the dogs in nature, which is nice.
Yeah. At the end of the Rim Trail is Hermit's Rest. Designed by Mary Coulter and built in the early 1900s, Hermit's Rest was the last vestige of civilization before hikers began their winding trek down Hermit Trail. Now it's a great place to rest, grab a snack, fill up your water, and enjoy the views.
We made it.
Yeah.
It was a good hike.
Amazing hike. Lots of sun and time with these sweet babies.
Yeah.
Official Hermit's Rest. Everything in my soul tells me that to close this trail out, we have to hit this bell. So can you reach it?
You're right.
Do you want a
Let's
boost? Yeah,
Woo!
did that. Yeah, dude, thank you so much for your time. It was
Absolutely.
really cool to meet you and like learn about these guys and give them treats and see the tricks and, you know, deepen my knowledge of how to keep dogs safe on the trail.
For sure.
Yeah.
It's been a blast.
So thank you. Thank you, baby. Hiking with a furry friend is so much fun, but in order to keep them safe and healthy, sometimes we need help from an expert. Like Natalie mentioned, a great way to keep dogs safe on trail is to get them rattlesnake trained. Today, we're visiting Rattlesnake Ready to watch our cameraman's dog Ghost learn to avoid rattlesnakes on the trail.
My name is Cody, and I own Rattlesnake Ready LLC. We train dogs to keep their noses out of rattlesnakes, essentially, and want to make sure that if they go out in the desert, they know not to get bit, because unfortunately that's a big problem here in Arizona where dogs encounter rattlesnakes. So snake bite's a very serious thing, and it is to some extent preventable. If the dogs have been taught to avoid a rattlesnake, they can lessen their chances of being bitten. If a dog gets bit, it's obviously easy to panic, but the biggest thing is, unless it's a real tiny dog, I mean, generally speaking, unless it's a very severe bite, you can probably make it to the veterinary hospital, and that's just your biggest focus. The best snake bite kit you can have is a cell phone and a set of car keys. Essentially, our training process has always been 4 steps, and everything's kind of by design, including the order we do it. 2 live rattlesnakes, a small one and a large one. They're muzzled so they can't bite, using a special medical tape that's safe for the snake and not harmful, but keeps the snake from being able to bite the dog. We essentially put the first little snake out. Most dogs approach it willingly. When they get too close, we correct them using the e-collar that they'll be wearing, and they usually blame the snake and back away almost immediately. It doesn't take much at all. After they've successfully learned to avoid the first snake, then we take them over to a different spot. There's a fresh shed skin from usually a diamondback. We'll let them sniff that, teach them that's a threat as well. We want them to think that just evidence of a rattlesnake is a threat, get away from it. Then we have a recording that we play, so out of a little speaker hidden in a bush, make sure the dog understands to run from rattling using that. 3, 2, watch out, good girl, leave it. Good job, get out of there. And then we end with an adult diamondback, which usually by that point, the dog wants nothing to do with it. So if they're clearly afraid of it and they're giving it lots of space, going around it, doing everything they're supposed to, then at that point they're good and then training's over. So we've seen this work for prairie rattlesnakes, western diamondbacks, Arizona black rattlesnakes, so several different species. So luckily, I think with the training is the dogs do a pretty good job of generalizing that all rattlesnakes are a threat. Really, the only criteria for our training is the dogs have to be at least 6 months or older. So really young puppies we won't do, but once they're 6 months and older and have developed a little more and have confidence, they can handle it. On the other end of that is the older dogs, which Older ones can go through it and they do learn just fine as long as their senses are working good. It is very safe for the dogs to go through this process. We use a special medical tape to muzzle the snake, and so the snakes aren't harmed by it, and it just temporarily keeps their mouth closed in a way that the dog can safely get close to the snake without actually being harmed by the snake. The only thing that's going to happen is the dog will learn to be afraid of the snake. And it's not just true, here in Arizona, there's rattlesnakes found throughout the entire country. There's only a couple states that don't have some kind of rattlesnake.
Did you know that some cats go hiking? Often called adventure cats, some cats hike trails, climb mountains, and see the world right beside their human. Today we're gonna hike with an adventure cat along a beautiful trail in Prescott, Arizona.
Welcome to Watson Lake.
Just 10 minutes outside of downtown Prescott is a beautiful lake surrounded by incredible rock formations. It's a great place for fishing, camping, canoeing, or hiking with a furry friend.
Well, we are in for a treat today. We are gonna be hiking with a cat. You heard me right. We're gonna be hiking with a cat. I have dreamed up all types of ways that I could imagine this going. But here's one thing that I know for 100% sure that's gonna happen. I'm about to make a memory, and you're about to make a memory with me that we will never forget for our lifetime. A cat, hiking with a cat. Come on, let's do it. Kaylin.
Hi.
Good to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Who is this we have here?
This is Adventure Cat Max.
What's up, baby? I think the plan is we're gonna go explore Watson Lake.
I can't wait.
You down?
I'm ready.
Are you ready?
Born ready.
Are you ready, Max? Are you ready? Come on, let's take a hike.
All right.
Hiking time.
Today we're hiking a portion of the Watson Lake Loop all the way to a secret cove. Not only does Kaylin really take her cat on hikes, the two of them have gone on around 20, 30-mile backpacking trips all over the United States.
Does she, what's the percentage of how much she stays in the bag versus is on trail?
Great question. About 90%.
On trail?
She's in the bag.
Oh, in the bag.
Probably 75% really.
Yeah.
And 15% of the time she rides on my shoulder. And then the other 15% of the time she will explore
Okay.
on the trail. Yeah.
So, will you show me how you camp with Max?
Yes.
Okay.
That is our favorite thing to do.
Yeah. What's the first step?
First out, looking for flat ground.
Okay.
So I think this is probably pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I usually take my pack off and get the baby out.
First step, remove the cat from the bag.
First step, get baby back out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you ever use a tether to tie her so she doesn't
I usually
go?
do. Often I will, Max, I'll tie her to a tree or
Yeah.
a rock, or put her under a rock.
Yeah.
Since we're around here and there's so many rocks, if I leave her leash on, she's bound to get stuck somewhere, so
Yeah.
she's not gonna go too far.
Yeah.
You know, in the backpacking community, people pride themselves on being ounce
Yeah.
counters. You know, you save every single ounce possible. I am not one of those people,
Yeah.
and I'm okay with that. You know, I have all the lightweight gear. My tent is 2.5 pounds. I have super lightweight stuff, but for me, carrying an extra 10 pounds in the middle of nowhere to sleep with my cat under the stars is, that achieves peak happiness.
And really cool that you're doing something unique, committing to it, and putting it out there for us to discover and to show to
Totally.
who knows how many people.
Oh my God, so many people message me all the time and say, thank you for inspiring me to take my cat outside.
Yeah.
You know, like they get the harness and they start the training and they go on micro adventures, even if it's not extreme like camping or backpacking, you know, even just going in your neighborhood or going on your local trail. It's, you know, more enjoyment for the cat, for you, stronger bonds, quality time.
Well, thank you for showing us how you camp with Max. While there's still a bit of daylight left, I heard that there's a secret cove somewhere over there. Do you want to go with Max and explore and see if we can find
Absolutely.
it? All right, cool.
Yeah, let's go.
How'd you guys get started hiking?
So at 6 weeks, I started harness training and introduced the leash and the backpack.
Yeah.
And by 8 weeks, we went on our first hiking trail.
It's a good start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She has gone on so many hikes ever since. I am an outdoor enthusiast myself, so I really wanted my cat to adopt my lifestyle, not the other way around.
What do you like about being outdoors and hiking and camping and stuff?
I believe the outside is the best side.
That sounds like a merchandise idea.
Yeah. I really enjoy the thrill of solitude and being surrounded by nothing but mountains and nature and water.
Do you like journal, meditate when you're alone?
I sometimes when I'm alone will talk out loud to myself, work through.
Wait. We gotta go this way.
There's the trail, I found it. You guys seen it? It's this way.
As the trail gets rockier, it gets a little harder to follow. Keep an eye out for the white dots painted on the rocks in order to stay on the path.
My goal is for more cats to be outside, you know?
Wait a minute, is that a mountain lion track?
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God, that is massive. I see the claws in front, and that's a lot bigger than this one's claws.
Should we compare?
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Excellent.
That's cool. We found one of your ancestors, Max. She's like, I'm going to find my people. I'm going to find my people.
Dad?
Do you want to go back on my back? Can I put her on my back?
Yeah, oh my God,
Okay,
do.
come on, baby. Come on.
Of course.
Come back with Uncle
She
Jayarr.
probably prefers that.
Come back with Uncle Jayarr. Yeah, yeah, I got you. I got you. Go, go. There we go. All right. Are we ready, family? Are we ready? Let's do
The
this.
gang's all here.
When you're hiking with a pet, it's especially important to keep an eye and ear out for wildlife. While wild animals are beautiful, we don't want our little cats running into big cats. What's one of the most difficult parts of hiking with a cat?
To manage expectations, I'd say you're going to be carrying the cat about 90% of the time. But the other 10% of the time when they are hiking, it's often at a much slower pace, so patience is required.
Makes sense.
Yeah, but it's good for you too, because then you learn to take in more of nature.
Oh, I think, this has to be it. This has to be the secret cove.
Holy cove!
Well, you just said that. I feel like this would be a good spot to, like, I don't know, catch some water and just maybe chat a bit.
This is perfect.
Yeah.
I love it.
Do you think she would like to jump around over here?
Oh my gosh, should we get her down?
I think so.
Max, you ready? You ready to explore?
Awesome. The secret cove. Hiking with a cat isn't that different than hiking with a dog. You still need to make sure that they get plenty of food and water and that they're safe in their surroundings. Hiking with a cat can be a little slower though. Often they need to be carried and they may take their time exploring. I know you have a much grander, heart-focused reason for bringing Max on. I'd love to hear more about that.
Yeah. It's, really to inspire more people to get outside, whether or not they have someone to join them, and to bring their cat with, because you're never really alone when you're with your cat. Hopefully more people will start adventuring outdoors with their cat. Yeah.
So real talk, it's been amazing chatting with you, hiking with you. Thank you for letting Max get on my shoulders. I will never forget that moment for the rest of my life, so thank you for that.
Aww.
But yeah, seriously, it's been a rad day.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for having us. I appreciate it. This is a gorgeous hike, too.
And thank you so much for hiking with us, hanging out with us on this beautiful day, the secret cove at Watson Lake. We'll catch you on the next trail. Max, will you be with us on the next trail? Will you come with us, please? Can you come with us on every...
Whether you're hiking with a cat, a dog, or something even more exotic, heading out with an animal can be a good reminder to slow down and enjoy the trail. I had an amazing time hiking with Django, Boba, and adventure cat Max, and seeing the world through their eyes. I hope we inspired you to get outside with your animals as well, and we'll catch you on the next trail.